Welcome back to The Explainer. Over the first 4 chapters, we systematically built a clean, safe, and truly wanted token. But today, we're tackling the final, hardest move of all. This is Chapter 5, the Satoshi move. We are moving past the math and stepping right into the philosophical heart of what decentralization actually means. Just a quick recap of where we're at. We've already fixed the rigged market math, we completely burned the insider supply, and we proved real utility. So we've got a clean, safe, wanted token, right? But having a clean token is really only half the battle. The other half, and honestly the absolute hardest part, is answering one ultimate question. Who actually controls it? And how does a founder learn to just let it go? Section 1. Satoshi's true legacy. Not just the invention, but the absence. Okay, let's dive into this. To truly understand decentralization, we have to re-examine what Satoshi Nakamoto actually achieved. In 2008, the white paper drops. In 2009, the network launches. But Satoshi's greatest achievement wasn't actually the code itself. No, shortly after launch, he did the single most important thing in crypto history. He simply walked away. Bitcoin worked the day Satoshi left. Think about that for a second. There was no CEO, no foundation pulling the strings from behind a curtain, and definitely no marketing department. He walked away from a finished engine, not some empty promise or vague roadmap. The rules were set, the supply was fixed, and nobody could just wake up the next morning and change the deal. His disappearance is literally what made the network truly decentralized. Section 2. Modern Crypto's Disease: Rebuilding the Middleman. Now, what's really interesting here is the stark contrast. If Satoshi gave us this flawless blueprint, why is the rest of the market a graveyard of failed projects? Well, it's because almost every other project out there did the exact opposite. On one side, you have Satoshi's model: zero central leadership, zero dependence on a founder. But on the other side, modern projects stick the founder right back at the center of the universe. The team holds massive supplies of tokens, and the whole roadmap depends entirely on them. They basically rebuilt the exact same middlemen that Satoshi got rid of. And that dependence on a central team, it's not an asset. It is a structural point of failure. It's the exact same disease of centralized control we've been curing in earlier chapters. If a team holds 30% of the supply, or if everything relies on one founder's roadmap, they control the fate of the token. Knowing someone about you can dump on you or suddenly change the rules, that caps trust forever. Satoshi removed himself as a point of failure, whereas modern crypto made the founder the ultimate point of failure. Section 3. The CRGPT path. Executing the Satoshi move. So this brings us directly to what CRGPT is doing with absolute deliberate intention. We call it the Satoshi move. It's the deliberate willingness to make yourself unnecessary by removing any single point of control. Now, actually, let me clarify. This doesn't mean abandoning the hard work of building, not at all. It means stepping back from authority and control. For a network to be truly unstoppable, the creator simply cannot hold the keys to the kingdom. In practice, how does this actually work? Well, it's a 3-step process. Step 1, which we've already covered, is removing insiders and centralized exchanges. Done. Step 2 is handing governance directly to the holders, and Step 3 is implementing a pure one-token, one-vote system. The founder, the FX professor, and the core builders are actively stepping back from being rulers to being community members. They stay on as builders, for sure, but absolutely not as dictators. I absolutely love this concept because it honestly defines the reality of CRGPT moving forward. No one sits above the holders. The team literally becomes the community, and the builders become the network itself. There's no executive board making closed-door decisions anymore. The future of the project is proposed, debated, and ratified by you, the people who actually hold the token. That is real decentralization, not a promise of it someday, but the execution of it today. Section 4. The honest, open question: when is the right moment? But this brings us to a genuine, completely unresolved tension that the founder and our entire community are wrestling with right now. Leaving too early? That's a disaster. If you hand over the keys before the infrastructure is completely built, what remains isn't a working engine, it's just a beautiful, empty promise. It's like selling a car without a transmission. But on the flip side, leaving too late is equally fatal. If you keep justifying control for just one more update, the project becomes entrenched in centralized control and is never truly decentralized to begin with. Finding that exact balance is frankly incredibly difficult. Making yourself unnecessary is the ultimate test of a founder's integrity. It is the rarest, hardest, and most honest thing a founder can do in this entire industry. It requires putting the health of the network above your own ego and your own desire for control. So, the timing of that transition, moving from a guided project to a completely autonomous community, is a really delicate, open challenge. So, as we prepare for the massive community votes coming up in Chapter 6 and 7, I want to leave you with this final, unresolved thought to ponder. When is the exact right moment to let go of control? How much must be built before that control is finally released? That answer isn't mine to give, and it certainly isn't the founders to dictate. That answer belongs entirely to the community. Think about that, and I'll see you in the next chapter as we decide together.